This music scares me. Oh, just this little place on my arm. Nothing big, like a little blister or something, I don't know. Don't think I need to go more in depth than that. People don't want to hear about my injuries. Yeah, see, there's the first Shin Megami Tensei 4 game, and then there's the second one that's like loosely based off of Kirby's Block Ball. So I think this is the Kirby's Block Ball one. I may have said that to get a response out of Aaron. Hey, I'm the boy. My boy. My boy. All warriors strive for grating cheese. Okay. Now I'm actually going to be trying to, like, play a little, like, not that I wasn't playing, like, seriously in the last one, but because these are the tournament settings, I'm kind of considering this as practice for the qualifier, so hopefully I do good. Kind of aiming for around, like, a 145, but we'll see if I can actually perform. But let's go ahead and start this MSU pack. This is the Shin Megami Tensei 4 MSU pack made by Mr. Aaron Doby in chat right now. So if you enjoy the music, this is his creation. Like, he literally made the music of the game. No, he didn't make it, but he did make the MSU pack. Okay, so gonna start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Lamb. Kind of liking the overworld already. Oh, definitely, Flame. Just make sure you have SNES 9X version 1.55, because that's the emulator that supports MSU. And, honestly, yeah, not really that hard to figure out. It seemed kind of intimidating at first, but it's really just having a folder somewhere on your computer and then renaming the ROM a certain way when you get it, and that's about it. Yeah, 1.55 or newer, I should clarify. I was still using 1.54 like before today, so I had to get that fixed on my end. That's you on the organ. You know, Aaron, it sounds just like you. Like, this is how I would picture you playing an organ. Also, a really green overworld. Come on. Oh, you're just sitting on it. Okay, my bad. Then it sounds like you sitting on an organ, then. Hey, a sword. Now I can cut up a whole bunch of Shin Megamis with this sword. That's how the game works, right? Your name's Tensei and you have to, like, destroy all the Shin Megamis. No, you don't. You don't say. Aaron's mad. Rightfully so. Wait, do I have a bottle? No, I don't. For some reason, I thought I did. Might just be thinking about the last seed where Sick Kid had a bottle. And I don't think Aaron's actually offended. I think he knows I'm memeing or joking around. And I don't actually mean it. The day you take Slim seriously. Whoops. You're doing the opposite of cutting up the Shin Megami. Fair, fair. I'm sorry I was so blasphemous in my words earlier. Glove. Fire Rod. Moon Pearl. Single arrow! I can't mark the single arrow on my tracker, though. Rip. Whoa, look at this blue room. I like this blue room. Oh, you two and your... blue. You know what, Aaron? Guilty as charged. Also, that was a hammer on the library, by the way. Don't like that. At least I know when I get boots, I can also do that and check Magic Bat afterwards. Rage. Shin's house. You know, Shin of the Megami variety. See, it's great, because after I finish this run and go to bed, I get to watch the next part of the Civilization V AI Battle Royale. Which is basically just a series of, it's basically an album that's narrated. And it's a Civilization V all AI game. Over the entire world with over 50 civilizations. It's pretty humorous. A lot of good memes happen in it. Oh my god, that was close. Brindra, time to go swimming in the water. Man. Pretty crappy Moldorm cave. The well was the big hero. The well had, like, everything. Hey, guess what? I'm not going to check Ice Rod Cave because I died. How about that? Okay, that's fine. I'll check Escape then. Okay, later, Zamira. I swear, if Ice Rod Cave has the boots, I'm gonna be mad. And if I'm mad, I'm gonna take it out on... who am I gonna take it out on? Probably Notch. Probably Notch because he's scared of Aaron today. With giant Discord images. You were halfway typing Notch's name. It just makes sense that it would be Notch, honestly. Like, Yay, blue mail. Now I won't die to crabs when I go on the beach. Or South Shore or whatever. Now it'll be harder to die to death warp here, but oh, I look more like Tensei? Sweet. When can you play this rando as Fred Burger? No idea. When we'll be able to play this rando as Norman Reedus slash Daryl Dixon slash Sam Stranding or whatever his name was. I got the map, didn't I? No, I didn't. I already don't remember what I got. Is there a courage sprite? I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. I mean, I have a pug. Just a normal pug. Man, Castle was weak. It's gonna be Ice Rod Cave, and I'm gonna be mad. Ice Rod Cave is where it's gonna be. It's either gonna be boots or it's gonna be... No, it's gonna be another glove. Which is gonna take me further into the Dark World to find boots to get the Dan Hammer. I know that's what's going to happen already. Okay, Dark Palace is a pendant. I was hoping for another red item, but... Oh, I guess we're gonna get a green item on top of that. All 3 crystals, with desert being a special crystal. I mean, I think that's what Shin Megami Tensei was going for, Rinkler. Because when you're in a cave, you want to party. Dance party. Okay, that is true. I actually do know that about Shin Megami Tensei. They do kind of have that, like, cyberpunk style to them. me a bow. Give me a bow. Was that all three? Oh my god. Give me all three items to begin with. Boots! There's my Dark World access. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mark the hammer, even though I don't have it yet. Because that's what I'm going to get next, and I'm going to go kind of north. Do some of those other checks that I can do, and then I guess go to Dark World from there. I have a very strong feeling that Thieves Town's going to end up being a pendant, though. Ooh. Hammer was the only good thing I got from that, and that's only because I knew it was there. That's not a hammer. Okay, pendants at Turtle Rock and Swamp. Other crystal is Skullwood. Wow, that's actually not what I foresaw, the other pendants and stuff being. Oh well. Man, this game not giving me much of anything. Here's the thing, do I really want to do Mothula on 6 Hearts Fighter Sword? No. Answer to that is always no. But I mean, I'm gonna have to learn sometime, right? Mothula just wants Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's what Mothula really wants. Oh my god. I'm fine with that. I got the item. Well, I need money, Aaron. Unless you want me to steal the game. Yeah! Suck it, Moth. Bottle, baby. And that's all the items in Skull Woods, too, so I don't have to worry about coming back in. And I can go down and full clear Thieves Town now, too. I mean, no one's doubting you, Ringra. No one's doubting that you can see it working. And honestly, Aaron, I think that's what's important, is that as developers, you're looking to make a better game, aren't you? So, like, if they couldn't make what people was kind of hoping it would be, then, like, what's the big deal? Like, mirror! Holy crap. Man, I'm getting some good items. I know mirror's not, like, super great, because that opens up more, but I'd rather get it early when I'm still kind of doing early Dark World stuff. Like, I still don't have flippers, and Swamp's a pendant, so... Honestly, another thing I really like that this discussion kind of reminds me, it kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem Warriors too, because, you know, a lot of people were like really, like kind of hating and not liking the roster of characters for it. And like, as someone who loves a lot of the Fire Emblem games before Awakening, like, I can understand being, like, a little frustrated that some of those characters didn't make it. But with the type of game they were going for with Warriors, I think the roster was great. I think it made sense because, one, Awakening's, like, super recognizable. Son of a bitch. I knew that was going to happen, too. Awakening was super recognizable. Fates had, like, a multitude of kind of, like... I don't want to say main characters, but, like, you know, a multitude of characters, like, for each kingdom that had, like, their own personalities and whatnot, and, you know, they kind of had, like, unique classes and fighting styles, too, with each of those. But, like, I think it just worked for the type of game they were going for a Warriors and Fire Emblem hybrid. And honestly, if they make, like, other Warriors games for Fire Emblem in the future, I mean, it seems like they're kind of going down the road where they're going to probably end up remaking a lot of the other Fire Emblem games, so... Honestly, it's just more of a reason to, like, once those games are remade, to make other Warriors installments and focus on, you know, kind of those other plots and other stories, too. Oh my god. Okay, I do agree with that, though, Aaron. That is a very good point. Because there were basically, like... There were 3 Pegasus Knights and 2 Wyvern Knights, and they pretty much had the same moveset. And that was kind of not great. I completely disagree, Mega. I completely disagree. I think every character in Hyrule Warriors is very unique. Well, we're kind of talking about movesets. We're not really talking about characters. Honestly, I think that's fine for Zelda even with that, because, you know, there's a lot of Zelda games, and there's Links with different personalities in each of them, so I don't even think that's a big concern either. Yeah, they definitely have different, unique moves. For sure. Oh, you're talking about personality. Well, you can't really say excluding DLC for Hyrule Warriors, because with the Switch version, I mean, all the characters are not DLC anymore. Oh shoot, I forgot to check, oh, there's 2 checks I have in the north of Dark World, but that's okay. Oh, I knew it. I knew what that was already. Okay, so Cape. I don't think I've gotten anything else. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna swing around, get Hype Cave. My other 5-6 crystal is... I can complete Desert. Yeah, I can complete Desert. Okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. Man, I'm getting, like... I don't want to say the God route or anything, because... Just wait. I'm gonna get Mirror Shield again, like I did in the all-day Ocarina of Time seed. There's Mitts. Not a great place for Mitts, but at least I can kind of combine Blacksmith with a lot of the other checks that I have left with the mirror. So it could be worse. Yeah, Titan's Mitts. We can finally defeat Rudy the Clown. Okay, I can ignore that. Link doesn't have overalls, though. Yep. Can't ground pound Rudy's fist, though. So I'm going to come over here, do Desert Palace. This is going to give me the other 5-6 crystal. That'll make Pyramid and stuff to much easier to route in later as well, which is kind of nice. But I'm going to actually go to the mountain next, I think. after I do Desert Palace so I can get Hera out of the way. Maybe I can find my remaining items up there. Because, yeah, now I can do Ice Palace too, can't I? Well, maybe not logically, but it's something I can consider. I wonder if I should just go straight to Landmo. Actually, oh no, hold on. Nah, I better not. This is gonna be the small key. Yep. I like this song use, Aaron. I mean, I get what you guys are saying, but really, I mean, every character pales in comparison to John Pieces. Sorry, it's just true. The sooner you realize that, the better it'll be, the easier it'll be. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, Aaron. I'm gonna be real, I don't know if I ever will play Shin Megami Tensei, but, you know, if I ever have the opportunity, I definitely don't want any spoilers. Oh yeah, that's right, you have my, you got a gift sub, that's right. I have a bottle now, too, don't I? Yeah, I had a bottle with the fairy. I don't have the fairy anymore, but I did have a bottle. Okay, so desert's done. Let's work on the mountain now. Oh boy, Ringer has a brilliant idea. I better do this just in case it's the hook shot. No! Ringer, stop! How did I not pick up you're gonna say Page Master for the SNES? How did I know? Here's my brilliant idea for an MSU pack, Aaron. Because really, I mean, when you think about how, like, revolutionary this game is to the entire series, the entire puzzle game series of Kirby's Avalanche. Or The Adventures of Lolo, that'd be an interesting MSU pick. Where it's literally just the same song through every level. I think that's only the case of the first game, though. Maybe the second game, too. I think Lolo 3 had, like, slightly different themes when you got to a certain part of the game. Sorry, Aaron. I just keep thinking about how much the text-to-speech just really leaned into that F word. I would say it's time to learn Harapot, but I don't even have the hook shot yet, so... Looks like I can't do that. How about a Quest 64 MSU pack? It would literally make everyone's ears bleed. Damn it. I don't want to go to the basement. I want to go outside and play. I wish I could give like a time estimation of how long the seed will be, but honestly, I'm still missing a lot of vital items for Go mode. Still need hookshot, still need bow, still need flute, still need Samaria. Could still need a medallion. It's just, yeah, we've got too far to go before... Of course, Aaron. How could I forget? My rule of mathematics. Just add 6. How about 6? 6 is good. You got a problem with 6? Green roop. That's a Stoops roop. That's something Alu would probably say. Also, I did get invited for to Super Metroid Zelda 3 multi-world, which would be my first multi-world of that game, on Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it yet, though. It depends on if I have like a bunch of editing to do or something, which I shouldn't. But also, there's gonna be a lot of people, and like large participating multi-worlds tend to take like hours, especially for that one. So I don't know yet. I'm not gonna confirm yes or no, but it is a possibility. Okay, there's a sword. That's an item I need. I also feel like I'd probably need to be carried a bit because the group I got invited with is definitely a very Metroid-heavy group, so they know like a lot of Metroid sequence breaks and stuff, which I definitely don't. Flippers not necessary, but that will route a couple of things in. The bow is good. That's Eastern. I can finish up now. I got some Mario too, didn't I? Not from that cave, but... Wait, I didn't go to the Dark World. I went the wrong way. But yeah, I didn't really need flippers, because flippers... I mean, that opens up... All the dungeons are, like, open up now, which I don't like. That's true. Maybe I thought it was like maybe I thought like I was in Dark World or something. Also, as good as the Turtle Rock Dip was last time, I'm not really confident it's going to be a good dip this time. Although, I don't know. I can get all the way to Trinex. It would be a strong gamble. Better than this one check I can do here. I mean, let's be real. I could get, like, hookshot in here, and that could help. Let me see what I get from here before I make that play. You know what? I'm making it. I'm making the play. Because, I mean, I still need flute and maybe another medallion. And hookshot, so, like, I'm not really close to go mode yet. If I was one item away, I'd maybe consider going to Ice Palace first. I didn't forget. I didn't forget about this. That was kind of risky probably going for that, but... Because I'm kind of what I'm thinking here is, I mean, I had the medallion to access Turtle Rock, and I have like the bare minimum to access the very end of Turtle Rock. That's a pretty strong case to something to be here. I think it's a pretty strong gamble. That's kind of the logic I've been trying to use, like when routing like rando seeds as of late. Like if they give you the means to access a place at a certain point in time, that's a place where things could be. Like that's something you can't really overlook. And in the case of this, I could get potentially all 5 items plus Mimic Cave. So I think it's a good play. Plus we get to hear more of the music for the MSU pack, which I think is more important for this demonstration. I always wonder what's the difference between going that way back to this room or going back the other way. It seems like it's pretty close. I always see people going backwards. So I imagine if it's faster, it's only faster by like a little bit. Crap. I don't know how it does that sometimes. It's very weird. No, they're not one-ways. It does seem like that'd be something you would think as a kid, though. It's always so funny whenever I like hear like people talking about rando whenever they've like started playing rando in like the last few years, how they don't know about like hookshotting across the lake where the bridge is in the light world but in the dark world. That's like how I always got to that part of Hyrule. I didn't really think too hard about going to the forest like entrances. I always thought that was the way to do it because of the way the map was numbered. Because you beat Dark Palace, that's Crystal 1. Crystal 2 is down there, so, like, gotta go here next, get the hook shot. I gotta use the hook shot to get to the next part of the world, but... No, you can still get to Thieves Town. It's just... Oh my god, Flute! The play was worth it. This was a good play. I'm glad I did it. Holy crap. Look at me, guys. Here's the problem, though. I still need a hook shot. And hookshot could still be in a bad place. Hookshot could literally be in Ganon's Tower. And I don't really feel like hovering. Or learning how to hover. So why am I using this? I have Mirror Shield. Okay, well there is an item on Trinex, unfortunately, but... Actually, I can't use the mirror, I can't use the flute because I need to activate it still. Oh man, that was such a good find, though. That was such a good find. Now let's just hope I don't have to go back for Trinex. Sorry, my chair just got a little uncomfortable right there when I needed to stand up. Okay. Myers next. Well, if I can get into Meyer, it's still a question. Hey, I can do Meyer. So I can get the rest of the crystals. It's just hook shots. Man, hook shot's gonna be the pain in my neck, guys. At least we know hookshot can't be on the pedestal. That's the one saving grace from this. Hookshot can't be on the pedestal. Question is, where is it gonna be? Because it can be anywhere. This is again exactly like that mirror shield scenario, although in a much smaller scale game. So even if I have to go to like the absolute last place, it won't take as long as it did in Ocarina of Time. But just the fact that once again, though, I have a seed where I have just everything open. and I was pretty much an item away from go mode after the 1 hour mark, or at the 1 hour mark. One of the items. Still need to find the big key though. No problem, Rengra. Rengra, come back! No, I'm kidding. What if? What if I just couldn't finish this run without Rengra? There's big key. Nope. I've got no magic. I can get magic down here though. Wait, what'd I get? That was the other item, wasn't it? Yeah. We're good. Yeah, I thought it was a heart piece. Yay, we don't have to go all the way to frickin' big key chest. Huzzah! Is there a cave story MSU pack? I feel like that's something that would have maybe been done by now. Doesn't look licked it. It doesn't look licked it either. Like, what does that even mean? I should have used the cape. Oh, well, thank you, Aaron. That was very kind of you. I'm glad I can depend on you to do that. Okay. So I think ultimately what I should be focusing on right now is just working on dungeons. So I think I'm gonna do that. Well, actually, let me do this. I'm gonna do this instead. I have a bottle. I need to check sick kids still. He gave me the hook shot. That would have been hilarious. Like, oh hey, this item that I'm looking for, it was just here the whole time. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to route in a couple of things here and there. Trying to make my routing a little convenient. The thing is, the routing I'm kind of doing right here, like, I do think it's pretty cool and pretty convenient the way I'm doing this. The problem is, if it's ultimately where my end destination is, then, like, everything I did right now is going to be a huge waste of time. But I think in terms of routing, this little route I'm going to be doing is pretty smart. Okay, not this. So now that I've gotten that, I'm gonna go back to the Dark World. And go towards Catfish, picking up a potion along the way. Because I am going to Ice Palace next. And even though I should be able to win with my equipment, I do not want to die against Cold Stare, so... You're back cooking some Hot Pockets because you're hungry. Well... Good on you, Ringra. So, gonna pick up a potion, go to Catfish, gonna mirror... Do the Zora stuff, go to Hylia, kind of check some of the stuff in that area, and then do Ice Palace. That'll be crystal number 6. Then I'm going to go over, finish up Eastern on the off chance that Hookshot's on Armos, which that would just be beautiful if that was the case, which I doubt it. Then after that I'll have all 7 crystals, then I can start working on Pendant Dungeons, and Pod will be right there. I can check that. Nothing's there, then I'm going back to Kakariko, doing the Smith Chain, and routing everything else kind of in that area. That's kind of the routing I have in mind. Where I ultimately end up at, like, Swamp at the absolute last place, because, you know, Hookshot being in its vanilla location. Hopefully it's not, but it could be. So yeah, that's kind of my routing that I'm kind of going with here, which I think is pretty smart. It's just, again, one of those scenarios where we just don't know how well it'll work until we find that hook shot. Refried beans. See, that's great, because I have 2 bottles of blue right now. It's Toxic Landfill from Wario Land 4. Well, Guess what? We're getting ready to go to, like, is it like 20 below fridge or something? Or 40 below fridge? It's something below fridge. Below fridge, okay. Okay, what is this music and why is it good? That's fair, Aaron. I'm just saying, you picked a good track. Like, this makes Ice Palace more tolerable. Okay, I have a feeling that hookshot's still gotta be on ground somewhere. Just due to the nature of, just kind of the seed we're dealing with here. Also, I don't have Samaria marked for some reason. Even though I've had it for a while. Just because of the way you have to route Ice Palace, you kind of need the hookshot, I feel like, for a lot of it. Or, like, it actually comes into play, like it... like, is logically required. So kind of hoping that ends up helping us find it here. It'll mostly depend on what we get from this next chest. Like, I mean, I kind of understand it. Now I don't, but... Okay, well... that's 2 items. Maybe we get lucky and there isn't one on the right side. Okay, I think I have an idea, but like... I want to say at this point, though, it is required. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't question. Well, okay, hold on. Yeah, it would be required, because I have, like, just no way to get to... Unless there's a key on Cold Stare. I can't even beat Cold Stare right now. I mean, what? Crap. So I can't even get to him unless I do the bomb jump. Oh, whoops. Or I mirrored out, but... Wait, this won't work either, will it? Well, I have to... Aaron's right. No one understands how the key logic works. And if they say they do, they're lying. Like, why would they lie to us? Do this. Damn it! I just want to do it a second time, that's all. That's true, Aaron. We do get to listen to music more. That's probably the most important thing, honestly. Okay, I think that's enough to melt Cold Stare's icy heart with a Warm Island song.
Reinforcements have arrived. Ah, they're here.
Yo, Icy Hedgie, thank you for the raid. Hope you and your fellow raider are having a good night. Meanwhile, I'm trying to finish up this Link to the Past randomizer seed. Which... Okay. I want to say, Aaron, because I did the bomb jump right there. Technically 2 bomb jumps. I want to say hookshot would be required because if you think about it, that one small key door was there, so I think, just based on that, because the key was behind all of that. No, Cold Stare did drop a key. But there would have been no way to get to Cold Stare, though. Because I used all of my keys in a logical way beforehand, and then didn't have any to get to Cold Stare. Because I had to bomb jump twice. You know what, you're right. Ice Palace key logic doesn't make sense. No, I didn't. I didn't bomb jump at all until I used the key. Or... yeah, I used all my keys, then bomb jumped. That's why I had to go back and redo the room because of that. That's why I kind of tried to stay in logic with the start. Because I knew that, like, since I didn't have hookshot, like, if I needed hookshot to actually logically get through the dungeon, then hookshot can't be in there, so... I hope, anyway. I hope. I really hope. Because really, I mean, who knows with Ice Palace? Also, I did not mean to do this first. We're gonna finish Eastern first. You know, the dungeon that's actually a crystal dungeon. And you know, I think it wouldn't be the first time that hookshot logic for Ice Palace kind of screwed me up in a qualifier or just some race in general. So I remember I had a qualifier once where that was like a big thing, and yes, it was, Aaron. But I will admit I haven't exactly been trying the last few attempts. But yeah, that was me. Because I admit, like, that was definitely, like, all wrong. Too far left, okay. Okay, center of the room. That's not a hook shot. It is all 7 crystals, though. But, since hook shot's required, we know that, for Ice Palace, we know that it's not going to be in Ganon's Tower, so we're going to stay on the ground as much as possible, and hope it's not going to be the absolute last location we check. Say we know that, but fair. Fair point, Aaron, I guess. What's the point of moving that block? Hey, Bombos. Two keys. Yep. Why? Why? I didn't even move towards that time. God, I hate beetles sometimes. I believe Aaron already answered this. Okay, well that means big key chest is going to be a small key, so I can go straight to Helma. Then I can check Sahasrara, because green pendant height. Then I can check Shovel, because Shovel hype. Are you gonna assume it's purple chest because of the last seed where purple chest was kind of the catalyst for the big annoyance of that seed? Honestly, it's really nice that Shin Megami Tensei decided to name a castle after a yellow dog. Or I guess he's more orange than yellow. But... mustard. Fetch quest. Exactly, Aaron, and I can't wait for all three of them to not give us anything. I mean, all I have to do is Ganon's Tower once I get it, so, I mean... This is gonna be sub 2 hour, so Aaron, get ready to drink that water, buddy. Honestly, I should... Well, no, I shouldn't check Ped, because... checking Ped would be stupid. I need Hookshot to beat Swamp. BRB getting that water. Aaron just silently admitting defeat right there. I mean, really, him drinking water is probably a better thing for him, honestly. Because, honestly, I don't have, like, very many places left to check. Because, like, what? I finished this side quest here. Check Swamp, and that's it. I mean, I agree, Mega, but, like, why this time? Oh, was it because you're fighting evil by moonlight? You're ready. Big Sippy. So, oh, okay, you weren't done. Water, 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 water. Water, water, water. Oh, watering evil. Watering evil by moonlight. Oh, fighting water by moonlight. I don't know, guys. This is getting too meta for me right now. Water runs from a real fight. My god, every single reward's been a red rupee! I think for every fetch quest, it was a red rupee. No, Tempered Sword was not hammer pegs, though, so... Can't really count that one. Okay, this is what Mega thinks it's gonna be. Nope. Honestly, I think it's gonna be just like chilling on the pyramid. Because I don't think I've checked the pyramid spot yet, and I'm doing the big bomb now. Honestly, I'm just thankful I haven't found Ice Rod yet. Because that just puts the possibility of it on Trinex. Yeah, I did Catfish earlier. I did Catfish before I went to Ice Palace. That was a part of my brilliant routing that I was speaking so fondly of earlier. Or it could be the left chest of this next area. Because that's where it was in the like my Go Mode item was in the last seed. Survey says... Hi, silvers. I'll take silvers. I think that's all 4 bottles, too. Oh, I can't do the hook dash! Vanilvers? I could have got I could have got like a bow there, or another sword there, and that would have been completely vanilla. Okay. Guys, it's swamp time. Although, you know what? I still have to go through Ganon's... Maybe this won't be sub 2 hours. I still have to go through Ganon's tower and find it. Yeah, I think this is the last place. I want to say I've done everything else. Guess we got to hear all the music at least. At least all the dungeon music. Maybe there's different boss themes or something, I don't know. Alright. Oh, and oh, you were actually asking about the tablets or yeah, I got both of them. I didn't get them, but I knew what they were from the book early. I can't do that. Because I don't have the hook shot. How fun is that? Frickin' hell! That's what you don't want to find. Exactly, Aaron. That's the word I could have said, and I probably should have, by all intents and purposes, said. So that adds Ice Rod, or Trinex, to the list of locations now. Okay, I'm fine. I was like, wait, I didn't drown the key, did I? No. I couldn't have drowned the key. You know what sucks? If this was an actual qualifier seed, I would be ranked so poorly in this. Because this is a hover seed. If you know how to hover, then all this work I'm doing did not have to do. I played the first part of Ancient Stone Tablets, but like I messed up the saves or something, or I did something wrong and just lost any motivation to try the next part. You gotta be kidding me. Is this actually what the seed wants me to do? Wait. I don't think I've done Spike Cave yet. Well, what, Aaron? Is the game just unbeatable then? Or I guess if you have like a fast Ganon settings. You gotta be kidding me. It's on frickin' Trinex. This is exactly like that qualifier seed that I had. Unless again, like, I really effed up the logic of Ice Palace. I can't do that! You wanna know what's even funnier? I just had a very evil thought just now to make this go faster. And like, it can still be done, I just don't want to do it because I suck at the timing for it. And really don't want to worry about it. I thought about, like, clipping into Turtle Rock, but the only setup I know that I can do that with is with the hook shots. Pain. But Aaron, I can't do that because I suck. I'm already where I would be if I did that trick anyway, so like whatever. That's the thing, though. I can't do spin speed. Like, I know it was taught to me once, and I did it once. I just can't seem to replicate it. Remember when I was in Turtle Rock much earlier in the seed, and it was really nice and a really happy time. And like, I got an item in here, and I was like so happy because it was an item that was like, I gambled hard for, and it paid off. Just for me to come back in here later for a double dip. Assuming that's even the answer, by the way. This could still just be wrong. There it is! Last location, baby. Last logical location. Aaron, you can put that water away. No more water for Aaron Dobie. Time to dump it down the toilet. Gross. Well, the one good thing is I read the logic of Ice Palace correctly, at least in this seed. So I feel good about that. It just sucks that it was another frickin' last location. And then I have to go through all of Ganon's tower anyway, because... It just sucks. At 59 minutes into the seed, I was one item for go mode. And then an hour and 55 minutes later, I was finally in go mode. It took 55 minutes to find this last item. I mean, that's true. Like, sometimes it definitely be like that, for sure. It just sucks, because I routed, like, I had a really good route going. Like, I had a very nice, like, clean route through the rest of my locations. Going from overworld place to overworld place. It was really neat, really cool. Just for it to end up, like, it wasn't even, like, in the absolute, like, I mean, it was in the absolute last location, but, like, I had it so Swamp was going to be my last location, but then I found the frickin' Ice Rod of all things. That Ice Rod, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. Hey, look at that. Have the big key. Well, will this be faster than the last seed or not? I think somehow the Key Sanity seed might be faster than this. Really? I've gotten through damageless lots of times. Like, I'm not gonna claim that it's, like, easy or anything. It's just... I don't know. It's just one of those things where you either get hit by none of them or one of them. It's kind of funny. I think I'm exactly where I was in the last seed. Like, where the timer is right now. Because I remember hitting like 2 hours when I was climbing to the next floor. That's crazy. I think I'm a little bit behind the previous seed, but I also have silvers. Aw, there goes the water down the toilet. Sorry, Aaron's water. No butter sword. Oh, this is already going to be a slower Aga fight. My god. Wow, that was a pretty cool triple to end off on, though. think I got better Ganon Warp. RNG too. I think that was only like a minute faster than the last seed I did. And the last seed was Key Sanity. This was just a really ridiculous full clear. Just think though, if I knew how to hover, that could have been like a sub 130, I think. Because if you don't know how to hover, you had to dip Swamp to get that Ice Rod to beat Trinex. After more than likely dipping Turtle Rock already for the flute. Probably not, Aaron. Plus, you also have to keep in mind that if that route did happen, I'd probably be doing Master Sword Silverless, which I can do. I actually did that in my last qualifier. Successfully in one go. But it would have been a pretty rough finish, I think. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. You have to press the A button in a very rhythmic fashion. Where it's not quite mashing, but it's like done in a very, very quick sequence. Because I'm gonna assume. Also, I don't think I looked this up last seed. Oh yeah, I did. Half Magic wasn't. Yeah, I did look it up. Never mind. I think this was the seed. I'm trying to find the previous seed I did. Or this seed. Okay, here we go. Sword. Wow, the other sword wasn't even in. Oh. The other sword was in Hookshot Cave. Yeah, I would have had to do that Master Sword Silverless if I learned how to hover. So yeah, the other sword was in Hookshot Cave. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? Who cares about Quake? Who cares about boomerangs? I think I had one of the boomerangs anyway. Half Magic was in Ganon's Tower. Big key chest. So if I went all the way, I would have found it, but thankfully I didn't. So yeah, Aaron, really solid MSU pack. It's, you know, it's kind of harder for me to judge because, like, obviously I've never played this game. I've never played Shin Megami Tensei 4. So, like, I can only, like, complement the music on like a first time hearing basis. I can't connect with where the songs played during the game or anything like that. But like from the sound of it, it seemed like everything fit pretty well. So you know, I hope that me playing was able to, you know, get some good test results out of it. Because that's kind of the difference with the MSU that Plague made. Obviously, I've played Fire Emblem Three Houses, so you know I'm able to connect with that soundtrack a little more, and you know give a slight preference to that. But still, I'm glad I was able to showcase it for you, and it seemed like it worked pretty well. So, I think that is going to do it for tonight. Just again, a very quick reminder of what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some commentary. Looks like I'm going to be doing commentary on the main Speed Gaming channel. It'll go live at 9:15. And it's going to be over the qualifier that's going on tomorrow evening. So if you want to come by and listen to some commentary by yours truly, then go right ahead. If you don't, that's fine too. But that's going to be my only plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow I need to record some more Pikmin 3. I also need to obviously do the commentary, but got some video rendering I need to get done. You know, the usual Slim Kirby things. Welcome to the wide, wonderful world of ALTTPR MSU. Yeah, it's really cool. Honestly, like it. Again, I really enjoyed the Three Houses one just because, again, it's like these are all songs I've heard. They're used in very unique ways, and it seemed like yours were as well. It's really neat that this thing has actually come out. And I look forward to trying out a bunch of others in the future. Damn, though, I wish the file sizes were a little smaller. So I'm just literally putting more stuff on my CPU. It was so weird. I was doing recording Sunday night. Yeah, it was Sunday night. I was gonna do some recording. I looked at my computer and like I only have like 80 gigs left on my hard drive, and it's like how? And you know, video files really add up as it is. So I had to delete a bunch of I moved a bunch of videos to my external hard drive. But yeah, like, my God, when you're in the kind of YouTube work that I do, man, video file sizes are freaking huge sometimes. And especially when you consider you have like the raw videos you record and then also the videos you actually render and make, it really adds up. So I freed I think up to 500 gigs of space. So that's nice. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and probably head out. Let me see if anyone is streaming right now. Hey, Notch is streaming. Let's go see Notch. What was the thing we were talking about in regards to Notch earlier? We blamed Notch for something. We can just make blame Notch the raid hashtag. We'll do that. We'll make blame Notch the... You're going to take out your frustrations on him. Oh, okay, this is good. This is good enough. Okay. Let's raid Notch 212. Blame Notch. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.